I think it's about personal responsibility and community involvement. And I thought that the message should resonate with that type of idea. So Carol and Hugh, let me leave the show up to you guys. Thank you very much for the people who are listening. And I hope that we could join together and have a celebration that would recognize the importance of the day. So both of you, thank you, and have a good day.
You too.
Okay, thank you.
I thank you for that, your little message on emancipation. It's not a little message, it was significant. As a matter of fact, your message for me brought memories about Louis Farrakhan when he delivered a message. He delivered a message in Frederickson, I think about 3 years ago, basically saying the same thing about controlling your destiny. So it was on time.
Yeah, the emancipation struggle is still on. And right now we have a lot of people who is living in uncertainty, not knowing whether the job is going to be protected or not. And when you talk about leadership, you know, when you feel it and your ancestors felt it, and you got people who ancestors never felt it, but you know for sure the St. Johnians and the Crucians felt it. We know where we came from and we know where we want to go. But the other island who didn't felt it, they don't feel what we feel right now. But, you know something, if we stick together, even those in St. Thomas who living in the uncertainty, this will be the first time that they get a hard hit. But all of us need to join together, just like when Bodo came to Frederickstead, just like the king and the king's son in St. John, when they band together to overcome the oppressors. We need to start doing it today. We can't let people decide for us where they're going to push us and we can just take it hand down. You know, so we got a caller on the line. The caller been holding off for 8 minutes. Let's see what this caller have to say. Okay. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to those of you in the studio and to the listening audience. This is Mary Moorhead. I do hope my battery lasts.
Mary, you got a quote from you. Is that you or a Mike? Is there a Mike Moorhead in the Daily News today?
Excuse me?
Is there a Mike Moorhead? There's a quote in the Daily News.
Uh-huh.
That's you? Is it really should say?
I'm sorry. I don't buy the papers, so I don't even know what you're referring to.
But you spoke to the Daily News?
A gentleman called me yesterday.
They well, not that they misquoted. They gave him the credit to some Mike Moorhead, but I know it was you.
A gentleman called me yesterday asking some questions about emancipation, and it was really a bad timing. I was involved in something. I told him that, but he was insisting. I guess, he doesn't intend to be there tomorrow. So
as if you're surprised.
So he asked some questions and I answered, but I thanks for reminding me. I guess I'll have to go pick up the paper and see what Mike Moorhead, maybe that's I don't know what that would be.
But anyway, it's you.
Yes, let me focus. I called because I want to thank the Senator Russell, for making the focus of his program today, tribute and commemoration of Emancipation, July 3rd, 1848. I thank him for that because every year that is the struggle we have of being overshadowed by the July 4th celebration, which, yes, is a celebration for some people to commemorate, but we must remember, and this is all part of the problem in the diminishing of our pride as Virgin Islanders, is the lack of the history and the knowledge of exactly we as African descendants. Our history is not the same as the Europeans, so July 4th, Independence Day, is a celebration of a time when we, as African descendants, were still enslaved, and I mean legally so according to their laws, so it's a bit difficult, but in July 3rd, 1848, we know exactly what that represents for us And I hope that the senator, because everything he said supported the fact that he realized that we are weak, and why we have the diminishing pride is because we have not kept up the education of the history, so that the young people and the generations as they go along could understand and know the history of pride of their people. And that is why I'm calling on him that the next education meeting that there is, that he further question the department about that curriculum they said they're writing on the VI history and culture to be implemented, and see about that being implemented in the curriculum of the VI as soon as possible, because it is important that they understand. And Carol, I think you probably agree that you saw the change in our position, our understanding, and our pride as a people when there was a time when, because of U.S. standards, a lot of our older teachers had to leave the system because they didn't have degrees.
Yeah.
You recall that?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And basically that's what, when we had a big influx then of the teachers from the mainland, which I'm not criticizing that, because there were a lot of advantages in that. But the point is that the locals then were small in numbers, and there started the diminishing of the continuation of the history and the culture of us as a people. And this is why I keep arguing and saying it must be the focus of our education system if we want to turn around as a community. It is, yes, I agree with the senator, a personal responsibility, but it must also be a community responsibility for people in the VI to understand that we must celebrate July 3rd, 1848 every year above and beyond anything else. We must celebrate October 1st, Contract Day, every year above and beyond anything else. November 1st, Liberty Day, every year. And these are the very days that take back seat to some splash to, well, you know the list.
Miss Mohed.
Yes, sir.
All what you're saying is good. But if we don't know the history or teach the children the history, one day, a celebration, it does not stay embedded in your brain.
Well, Mr.
Because just like when you have a baby and the baby's coming up, if you don't keep calling that baby by its name, it will never know its name.
Well, Mr. Clark, that's what I just said. And I mean, in addition to our commemoration, that's why I attend all the Board of Education meetings. That's why I have been fighting and going to testify to the education committees to remind them about the law that they're not executing in the school system. Join me, Mr. Clark. Join me. That's why I go to all the PTA meetings, asking the parents to get involved, to participate in the schools where the children are attending, because they have the power to make the change. Join me, Mr. Clark. That's all I'm saying. Let's get out there and make the system include the history.
Well,
it's on the book.
Everybody have a battle to handle, and I've been pushing for years in education for where the schools can be safe and, other things. And one of the last thing that we're fighting right now is the Alexander Henderson School, the problem with the mole and everybody turning the back and everything and trying to cover up all kind of stuff. These are things that we are ongoing. But when we finish one battle, then all of us could join together and fight another battle.
Mr. Clark, and I understand about all the battles that there are. There are people now fighting the 8% reduction, but I am simply saying, Mr. Clark, priority.
Yeah, but I'm with you.
Hold a minute, because and the senator, just as I said, his entire message backed up and supported what I'm saying.
Yes.
We need that history to be told to the children, to generations, for it to carry on. And all I'm saying is, it's already on the book. Can the senator help to make sure to supervise the department and have that executed? That's all I'm saying. And since you're close to the senator, I'm saying join me. You know, keep that pressure on, keep the reminder on.
We all will join you, Peggy.
That's right.
You know, because it makes it, we must realize that there's that lack of self-esteem, that lack of knowledge, that lack of pride in our young people, and that's happened for the past 2 generations now, is what contributes to the social problems, is what contributes to the crime problem, is what contributes to, you know, all the social economic things that we're seeing occurring, the gang situation and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we have to really start to make our young people know that, hey, they are somebody.
Yeah.
And they come from a history of great somebodies.
That's right.
So you have a program tomorrow, right?
Yes, we have a program, and the day begins, as usual, with Positive Nelson, 4th to 4th Walk, 5 a.m. in Christiansted at Fort Christensen. Asking all able-bodied, and really it's I don't know if you people even are walkers, but even if you know what it is to go walking early in the morning, it's really the freshness of the day, the opening of the day. That in itself is inspiring and invigorating. And walking with a group of people, sometimes people you don't know, and get into chat and socialize. You make new acquaintances and whatnot. It's you know, invigorating.
It's an experience, yeah.
Yes. And then at noon, our St. Patrick's Alumni Group, their annual fundraiser, they're going to be in the Vendors Plaza there in Bordeaux Park with all the local dishes and drinks. And that's their one big fundraiser, you know, for the year. And they'll be from noon until. And then in the McBean Clock Tower right next to them, the election system will be doing their special voter registration for us from 3 p.m. to 6. People, please walk with your documents. Go down there. If you're registered, you can still go down. There's the list of the purge people that we're asking people to look at and make people aware, because, you know, mail isn't always accurate. But they're doing that 3 to 6, and our program begins at 4 in the bandstand. We're asking people to bring their chairs. And we're going to open up. We have 3 scholarly presentations, one from Miss Tricia Andrews, the president of the group who went to Ghana at the St. Croix Central High School, and one from Mr. Emil Henderson III, Esquire.
Oh, he's presented?
He's presenting on the advantage of having a constitution for the VI of the U.S.,
Okay.
And then, as usual, we'll have more of an expansion on July 3rd, 1848, History by Maria Moorhead.
A good lineup, a very good lineup.
Thank you very much.
As usual, I'll be there. But you know I go races afterwards.
Well, I go and miss races, period. And I would really like to thank, because this year we were really just totally not even having a little savings, and did everything on volunteer situation. And I want to say thank you publicly to Pikey. Dimitri Koopman. You know what it is when you're used to calling people by
Poyu. Yeah, Poyu.
Who is bringing his audio system and, you know, helping us out by playing some CDs and having the audio, the PA system for us. And then Mr. Pedro is going to be videoing it for us, that we can keep our copy, because WTJX will be recorded. And I don't know when they'll be showing, but we will try again to keep in contact with them so